Hi there, welcome to a quick video introducing you to a free alternative to your high-end texture websites such as Polygon. This website is called LotPixel and you can register for free and gain access to 1,500 free textures, mega high quality PBR workflow with all the maps you need. You also have access to a range of 3D models. The library isn't massive yet, but they're growing the library month on month, having now cemented their texture library. They've got over 5,000 textures, you can see there, but they've just got the 151 3D models. So we are going to focus on textures, but we're going to bring in to our simple scene some really nice photo scan 3D models. And the guys at LotPixel, they've kindly donated some credits for us to showcase and test their product, and we will be using some of those credits on 3D models and textures. So if you register, you can register for free. You get access to 1,500 free textures, which I think is absolutely amazing. And then they do have paid plans if you want to take that further, and the paid plans are very competitive indeed. They have monthly, annual plans, and you can also just pay one-off as well for credit packs. So very competitive, and obviously it's really exciting to have that free option as well. So what I've done is I've created a very simple interior scene using SketchUp, and we're going to be using Chaos Corona as our renderer. Because, as I mentioned, the 3D model library isn't huge, we're going to supplement it with a little bit of Chaos Cosmos as well. So I've brought in a rug and a pendant light there just to help us along. And then I'm going to just deselect our Cosmos assets there. And I'm just going to use I personally prefer the legacy materials, a little easier to work with. One great thing about Corona is it's actually got two sets of inbuilt libraries. You can use the Cosmos, and then it's got its own little material library. So I'm just going to drag a little clear glass into our material editor. We're not gonna set the world alight with these visuals. I'm just demonstrating how you use this website in conjunction with, you know, a leading renderer in Chaos Corona. Let's set up our lighting, and let's just get a basic render produced, just so we know what we're working with. Where are we? Rendering environment. Let's add the Corona sky in. Sorry, the reason I had that open was I want to just drag that map into the editor. I like to just have the clouds on. It just softens the lighting a touch. Little camera. Go for a 30 focal length, and make sure we set our 2-point perspective. Just unhiding all because I've got a wall behind me for just jump out of the camera there. See, that needs a material. Okay, so that's not a terrible start. I should have also just touched on, just keep the resolution to 1280 for now, And one of the amazing things about Corona Render is that there aren't many settings to deal with. The main one I use is just the time limit or noise level limit. That's obviously a quality factor as well. And we will turn denoising on when we're a little more ready. Right, so the first thing I like to do in visuals is apply a floor texture. So we head to lotpixel.com, texture library. The search function is excellent. I just wanted to start typing herringbone there, and we've got some really nice worn textures. I think we will go for one of these. Lovely hardwood floor, up to 8K resolution as well, which is fantastic. So it's as simple as we download it. I'll just extract it into my downloads, but you make sure that your filing is better than this. Right, and then let's create a new legacy material. Again, I just prefer the ease of the slots with the legacy material over the newish physical material. And then just popping that side by side, and then nice and easy. Albedo or diffuse, same thing. Roughness in the glossiness map. Reflection, specular in the reflection, sorry. And oh no, we have got apologies. What I was going to say was you should invert the roughness map. I was going to do that in Photoshop, but we've got it there. Happy days. So let me just swap that out. And then let's drag our normal map into the bump. And then what I like to do is just play with the values. Just checking that was working, and it is. So I actually tend to just leave me 2 reflection maps of 50. And then I like to do a little bit of additional reflection in this little area here. So see the way we've just got a little bit of glossiness now. Let's just reduce that 0.8. And what I like to do with 3ds Max is use the isolate mode. So just give me the full freedom. That's obviously far too big. I might even go as low as 750. What does that look like in the camera view? I think that looks about right, doesn't it? Now, to test textures like this, I then like to introduce a little test camera, like so. Focal length 30, that's fine. We'll do a little bit of depth of field shortly. You can see there that texture's coming out really nicely. Let me actually just increase the glossiness, maybe just reduce the bump a little bit. Yeah, I like it when you just get that little bit of reflection in the floor, and it's that easy. There are more settings. Obviously, we can put the displacement map in. We can be a little bit more clever, if you like, with some of the maps there. But that is as simple as it comes, really. And then on top of the search function, you've then got this really nice outline on the side. So let's go for clean metal. I think that looks nice for our fireplace. Let's actually just make a little subfolder, otherwise that's going to get a little silly. Same again, let's isolate. And then new material. Where's our albedo? You can actually just pop that in the colour slot there. You'll see it just populates that one. Normal in the bump. I think I will reduce that a little. And then happy days. We've got our glossiness again. And speculate. Okay. And then same again, I say my preference is to just reduce the impact. And then knock your reflection level to 1. And then that might want to go down to 0.8, something like that. Now that's quite difficult to see. So when that happens, just change the map that's visible. So I've just gone for one of the reflection maps, just so it's a bit easier to see the mapping of the texture, see the imperfections there. And then set it to box, UV mapping. Let's just try 500. That looks about right. Let me just copy that one actually. Okay, spot on. Let's jump into our test camera. The reason that flipped then, by the way, there's no harm in explaining that. The reason it flipped was the target of the camera is too short. Let me just throw the target a little bit further past. And then as we dolly in, it should, there we go. Unhide all. And there we go. Again, there's more that we can do with messing with the texture to make sure that it's working as it should. But that looks fine to me. You're getting a very interesting reflection. Looks like a slightly worn fireplace, which I think is quite cool. It's kind of what we were going for. Okay, and then one last texture, and then we'll move on to the 3D assets as well, which are very cool. Actually, let me just go into wall down here, painted, and I want to go for like a nice green, so maybe that one for the actual chimney breast. Yeah, they're far too damaged for what I'm looking for. That's nice as well. So we'll use that one for for all the other walls other than the chimney breast, and then we'll go for this one on the chimney breast. Just making we follow the cold walls. I'll just drag them two in. Again, just a new slot, new material, nice and easy. Diffuse in there, normal in the bump. Where are we? Specular and glossiness. And as I said before, oh, not 500, 50. Sometimes it's a pain looking around the looking around the mic. Okay. And as I say, it's just good practice just to isolate the selection, jump out your camera. Let's do a 500 box like that. And on wall paint, it is nice to have a bit of a sheen, so I would just keep that to 0.9. Jump into the camera. And there we are. You can see how that's going to build up a really nice scene. So let me finish the texturing. There's no point in you watching me working through all of the textures. So let me finish the texturing, and then I'll be back with a demonstration of how to use the 3D model library. Nice one. So we're back and we've got our scene textured up. I've added a couple of simple sphere lights as well in the lamp, just to give us a little bit of extra something. Now you'll notice as well, just a little extra rendering tip, that we've got some dark spots in the fireplace, and what we can do to offset that, we could just leave that wall open, but I prefer to just do a nice simple rectilinear light. Just turn our snaps on. Something like that, low intensity, just like a 2. And keep it a flat colour as well. I don't really want the colour being influenced. Just turn the snaps off again, just a little tilt on the camera there. Let's just get this spot on, unhide all. Make all the visibility, uncheck all the visibility settings. Let's keep that selected. Do we want to maybe just pan to the right a touch? That should just give us a little highlight on some of the edges, and it should help with the dark spots as well. That isn't as bad now. Okay, and as I said, it's a very, very simple scene. Just want to showcase this website and how it can integrate with market-leading rendering programs such as Corona. So, a couple of things to point out is that the slate material was from Lot Pixel, and I found this lovely worn piece of timber as well. The texture, sorry, not the actual geometry. That lovely worn timber texture, I think, works really well for, you know, what looks like a bit of a traditional fireplace. So let's move on to the 3D model library. And as I say, I haven't spoken to the guys at LotPixel. They are going to update this every month. They've been working really hard on getting the texture library up to scratch, you know, so it's, you know, it's over 5,000, and now they're going to transfer that energy into the 3D model library. But there are some assets that we can use straight out the gate. So we've got an armchair 3D model. Let's go for the high poly one. We don't want these LOD versions. And these are all photo scanned models, so they're absolutely fantastic. So we'll download table, chair, and then what I would like to do is, they've got these lovely photo scan, just like little ornaments. Let's just see if we can show one of these off. I do apologise. Let me start again. There's no harm in leaving this in. I have found that the OBJ format works a bit better. This is just for me when I'm replacing the materials or loading the materials in. So let's just go back. OBJ, high poly. And all the maps come with it as well. So it's very easy to just load the textures in. Right. Let's see if we can download another. Let's go for that. Okay, and then let's just make a little 3D asset folder. Drag them into here, and then again, let's just do more subfolders. Chair, table, elephant, and we'll just call it the one face. This is just so we don't confuse any of the maps. Let's start off with the chair. And then what I like to do is just merge it into the scene. Now sometimes the scale can be a little off. I think the scale's spot on when it comes to the FBX, but I found that the OBJ behaves better when it comes to texturing. So we'll just scale this one in by eye. There are ways to measure these things. You could Google a typical seat height and then just sort of monitor the height of where the seat is. But I will just eyeball it. And look at the quality of that geometry, by the way. And let's use this to frame the fireplace. Maybe the rug just wants moving over a fraction. And then same again, good practice is to just isolate what you're working on. Now, using Chaos Corona as an example, I will pick that, convert it to a legacy material, and then see all my maps here. So they've all been, you know, say they've all been pre-unwrapped and all that sort of stuff. Diffuse, and then there we go, look at that. Normal into the bump. Same sort of process as well, by the way, that, you know, as to with the textures. You can just see that fabric there really coming through. End isolate. Maybe just offset one just so we can see the base of the leg. And there we go. Happy days. Let's follow that process for the table. So it's a case of just loading it in. Now note the file size there, 240 meg, so you don't want to get too carried away with the high poly models. Let's just pop the elephant on the table. Just make sure it's grouped as well. Elephanty. You can even see some of the imperfections in the table. That's excellent. Imperfections are the key to realism in your visuals. So I'm just having a little play with the scale there. Let's combine that with something from Cosmos. Just a little bit of tableware or something. That'll do. Just a little vase. Just zoom to that. I'm gonna use that in a minute to just play with the depth of field, and then let's pop our face statue over here. Look at the level of detail in that. Okay, and then I'll just repeat the process for this one, and then I'll jump back with you when I've done the others. So again, legacy, pop the diffuse in the colour. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We'll just leave it at the diffuse and bump, and then we'll just do our own very simple glossiness. Set it to like 0.4. And there we are. So rinse and repeat for the other two, and then I'll see you in a sec. So the other two assets are now textured in a very, very basic way. Let's get our safe frame on so we know what we're rendering. Just want to get in a little bit tighter. Okay, quick preview of that. So you can see how those assets are contributing to the scene. And when the library is full of furniture and interior decoration, your 3D scenes are going to be incredibly easy. And as I say, the advantage with LotPixel is that there's an amazing free offer at the minute, and their pricing plans are mega competitive as well. So last little thing, little Corona tip, if you like, is let's create a camera from this view and really show off the detail of our little elephant friend. So with the view set in the viewport here, you can then just hit create Corona camera from view. Let's turn the tilt shift off because we're at a slightly elevated angle. It's not like an architectural shot, if you like. Let's do focal length 50mm. And what we want to do is, where are we? Depth of field, enable, override the focus on an object, and let it just there we go. Sometimes it just takes a minute to highlight the object, but it just worked for us there. High poly 03, yeah, spot on. And then to alter the level of focus, you change the f-stop number, and it gives you some examples there. So let's go 2. Let's see what that looks like. It's probably a touch too extreme. I say a touch, it's very extreme. Safe frame wasn't on as well, so let's just move that. I just want to use that to help frame the shot a little bit, but I don't want it to distract. Let's just select that third camera, and then what other numbers does it suggest? Let's go for 4. That's looking better. You can see the level of realism that's coming through that shot. You might even want to reduce the f-stop number a little further, but you get the idea. Just a quick tutorial, a little bit of Corona, and showcasing what I think is an excellent website in LotPixel. And note the fireplace as well. There's all kinds of firewood and all that sort of stuff that I could have populated around the fireplace. What I would do, if it was a commercial project. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned a little bit as well. A little bit of Chaos Corona. And if you want to learn more about Chaos Corona, by the way, we have now completed 2 full courses. One dedicated to interiors and one dedicated to exteriors, using 3ds Max as our modelling software as well. If you want to learn more about those courses, head over to archademia.com. Thanks for watching.